A blissful morning to you this morning. Okay, we'll be looking at some word problems that are always coming out in junior WAEC. So it's important that we get it right. So let's look at the very first one. The first one says the sum of three consecutive numbers is 30. Find the smallest number. The sum of three consecutive numbers is 30. Find the smallest number. Okay, you know that in the regular writing of numbers, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if number one were to be n, how did they get this 2? That means this 2 is gotten as a result of n plus 1. How did they get this 3? This 3 is gotten as a result of adding 2 to the initial number. If the initial number is n, which is 1. So like that, like that. These are consecutive numbers. And when we say consecutive numbers in mathematics, they mean numbers that that follow themselves at the same time. That is the meaning of consecutive. Okay? So having understood the meaning of consecutive now, they now said the sum. What does sum means in mathematics? Sum means addition. So it means n plus 1 plus n plus 2. When we had these three consecutive, this is the first number, second consecutive number, third consecutive number. When we had them together, they said their sum gave rise to 30. So we now had those things that look alike together. Don't forget n. You can add them together because they both have n. N plus n, that's 3n. 3n plus 1 plus 2, that's plus 3, equals 30. And this has turned to a straight line equation. So we can collect like terms. 3 and 30 look alike. You can collect it. So we have 3n equals to 30 minus 3. 3n equals to 30 minus 3, that's 27. And this is also a straight line equation. Yeah, this junction, they are saying, what will you multiply by 3 to give it 27? That's now say divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3. Divide both sides by 3 so that we eventually have 3 times n over 3 equals to 27 over 3. 3 cancel 3, n equals to 9. So they're asking for the smallest number. Now, don't forget that we said the numbers are n plus 1, and n plus 2. So if n is 9, the next number is 10, and the next number is 9 plus 2, that's 11. Are we together? So they say that which number is the smallest number? The smallest number here is 9. Is 9. And if you look at it, 9 plus 10 is 19. 19 plus 21. 19 plus 21 will give you 30. You can see that when you add 9 plus 10 plus 11, it will give you 30. There are so many numbers that can give you 30, but the one that will give us this is 9, 10, and 11. And the smallest of them all is 9. Some other questions, they can say, what is the biggest number? You know that one is 11. But in this case, they're asking for the smallest number, and the smallest number is 9. Are we together? Okay. Now, the second question is not too clear. I'll look at it again. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 says the sum of three consecutive numbers is 84. Find the number. The same approach. Of course, if they are consecutive number, if the first letter is n, the next one will be n plus 1. The next one will be what? N plus 2. So if their sum is 84, that means n plus 1 plus n plus 2, everything gives us 84. So let's add it together. N plus n, that's 3n. 3n plus 3 will give us 84. This is a straight line equation. Collect like terms. That will be 3n equals 84 minus 3. 3n equals 84 minus 3. So 3n, that gives us 81. At this junction, what do? We divide both sides by 3. We divide both sides by 3. So that we have 3 times n over 3 equals 81 over 3. 3 cancel 3. So how many 3 can go in 81? Let us see. N equals 81 over 3. 3 goes in 8. That's 2 times 6. Remember 2. 3 goes in 21. That's 7. So N equals 27. N equals 27. They said find the numbers. So in this case, they want us to find all the numbers. Don't forget that the consecutive numbers are n plus 1 and n plus 2. So if the first number is 27, the second number is 27 plus 1, that's 28. The third number is 27 plus 2, that's 29. So these are the sets of numbers that give rise to their sum being 84. Okay, let's look at number 4. What does number 4 say? Number 4 says the sum of three consecutive numbers is 24. Find the number. If they are consecutive in nature, the first number will be n, followed by n plus 1, followed by n plus 2. And they said their sum is 24. So n plus 1 plus n plus 2 will give us 24. So let's add it together. N plus n, that's 3n. Then plus 1 plus 2, that's plus 3, equals 24. So when you collect like terms, that will be 3n equals 24 minus 3. 3n equals 24 minus 3. So we're going to have 3n equals 21. This is also a straight line equation. What do? You divide both sides. You divide both sides by 3. That will be 3 times n over 3 equals 21 over 3. So n equals to 7. N equals to 7. And since they ask us to find the numbers, if the first one is n, the second one is n plus 1, the second one is n plus 2. So you're going to have 7, 7 plus 1, that will be 8. 7 plus 2, that will be 9. Are we together? So those are the numbers. Let's look at number 5. What does number 5 says? Number 5 says the sum of three consecutive numbers is 77. Find the number. So if they are consecutive in nature, the first number will be n, the second one will be n plus 1, the second one will be n plus 2, and they said their sum is 77. That means when we add then n plus 1 plus n plus 2, that will give us 77. So let's add it together. N plus n plus n, that's 3n, plus 1 plus 2, that's plus 3, equals 77. So at this junction, we collect like terms. 3n equals 77 minus 3. 3n equals 77 minus 3. So 3n equals 77 minus 3, that is 74. So we divide both sides by 3. We divide both sides by 3, so that we have 3 times n over 3 equals 74 over 3. 3 cancel 3. Okay, n equals 74 over 3. Let's divide. 3 goes in 1, 3 goes in 7, that's 2. Remainder 1. Oh, is it 77? Let's check again. 77 minus 3, that is 74. Okay. Okay, I don't know about this question, but it's going to kind of give us um maybe an what is it called? An improper fraction. 3 goes in 7, that's 2. Remember one. 3 goes in 14, that is 3. 4, that's 12. 24 number 2 over 3. You need to check this number 5 question very well, if it is actually 2 and 77, because when we have a mixed fraction like this, you'll not be able to get exact values for the first, second, and third numbers. But if that is the question given to you, your n will be 24 number 2 over 3. And if you want to find n plus 1, that will be, 24 number 2 over 3 is 74 over 3. So n plus 1 will be 74 over 3 plus 1. You find the LCM. 3 goes in 3, 1. 1 times 74, that's 74 plus 3. 1 goes in 3, 3, 3. 3 times 1, 3. So the second number will be n plus 1, which is the second number. That will be 77 over 3. That is if the sum is 77, and the third number, n plus 2. That will be 74 over 3 plus 2. Find the LCM. So 3. 3 goes in 3. 1. 1 times 77, 74 plus 1 goes in 3. 3 times 2, 6. So that will be 80 over 3 for the third number, if the question is correct. So in that case, our the numbers are 74 over 3. 74 over 3 is the first number. The second number is 77 over 3. And the third number is 80 over 3, if the question is correct. Thank you. Okay, good morning, my beautiful students of mathematics. In our previous series, we have discussed how to solve questions relating to consecutive numbers. Okay, however, there are some questions in our consecutive numbers that when they ask us, they want us they are specific about whether it is even numbers or odd numbers. So I want us to look at it from that perspective. Look at the question we have on the screen there. The question says the sum of three consecutive even numbers is 84. Find the numbers. Now, in our usual way of writing numbers, we know we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and like that. Let's say the first number is n. How did they get 2? That is 1 plus 1. That's n plus 1. 2 is n plus 1. How did they get 3? They got 3 by adding 2 to 1. That is n plus 2. How did they get 4? They got 4 by adding 3 to 1. That is n plus 3. Are we together? So this is our first number, second number, third number, fourth number. Our fifth number is gotten as a result of n plus 4. That's 4 plus 1, making 5. And our sixth is gotten as a result of n plus 5. That is 5 plus 1, making 6. Now let us bring out the ones that are even numbers there. We have n plus 1, we have n plus 3, and we have n plus 5. They are now saying that if their sum is equal to 84, if their sum, that means that n plus 1 plus n plus 3 plus n plus 5 is equal to 84, we should find the numbers. So let's add what we can add together. N plus n plus n, that is 3n, plus 1 plus 3 plus 5, that is 4 plus 5, that is 9. 3n plus 9 equals 84. This has turned to a straight line equation, so we can collect like terms. So that will be 3n equals 84 minus 9. 3n equals 84 minus 9 will give us 75. This is still under straight line equations. What do you do from here? You divide both sides by 3. You divide both sides by 3, so that we have 3 times n over 3 equals 75 over 3. So 3 cancels 3. n, 3 goes there, 1, 3 goes in 7, that's 2, remainder 1. 3 goes in 15, that is 5. Now, this is not what we are looking for. Don't forget that the numbers that we use there, our even numbers are n plus 1, n plus 3, and n plus 5. So if n is 25, what is the first even number? That's 25 plus 1. So the first even number is 26. If n is 25, the second even number is 25 plus 3, that's 28. And if n is 25, the third even number is 30. That's 25 plus 5, that's 30. So these are the set of numbers that give rise to 2084. You yourself, you can check. Is it true that 26 plus 28 plus 30? Is it true that it will give me 84? 8 plus 6, that's 14, remainder 1. Then 3 plus 2 plus 2, that is 6 plus 2. I mean 5 plus 2, that's 7. 7 plus 1, that's 84. So that shows we are right. In some questions, they can say, what's the smallest number? Of course, you know the smallest even number is 26. They can say, what is the highest even number? You know the highest even number is 30. So that's how to go about solving questions involving consecutive numbers that they stipulate whether it is even or odd numbers. Okay, I want us